Hey guys, welcome to Horror Me. I'm your host Aaron Mitchell, and today we're going to be doing another horror hunt at Cackleberry Farms in Gap, Pennsylvania. So let's not waste any time and let's go check it out. Alrighty, so we are walking into Cackleberry Farms now, and I first just wanted to show you guys this first section. I've showed this section and this location in other past toy hunts, but I wanted to show you guys again because it's kind of a hidden gem, especially if you guys are into G.I. Joe and vintage G.I. Joe stuff. Now, as we turn the corner here, you're gonna see what I'm talking about. I just wanted to show a few things here in this corner first. Like this old spaceship toy, the tin toys. I love that stuff. It's something I've been thinking about getting into, some of the old Japanese robots, but I just haven't yet. Maybe if one day we move and we have a bigger house and I can fit more of that stuff, but as of right now, as you guys know, I want the horror stuff, but sci-fi is still something that is near and dear to my heart. We did see a bunch of Big Jim stuff. This is obviously older than, stuff that I would collect, but for some of our boomers out there that watch this channel, you might like this stuff. So I always did want to include, whenever I stop here, this type of collectibles, just because I'm sure you guys like to see this stuff as well. But as you can see here, this is probably honestly the honey hole of G.I. Joe vintage stuff in original boxes that I've ever seen. So as you can see here, the combat Jeeps, it's just crazy to see this stuff in the original boxes. Some of it's out of the box and displayed next to it, which is pretty cool. You can kind of see it in its glory. But yeah, I'm just gonna take some time walking slowly through here. Where's the G.I. Joe walkie-talkie set, stuff like that. It's just often you'll see like figures and stuff like that, but to see like the original tanks and the vehicles and stuff like that in the original boxes is just so cool. The German armored car you see there. It's wild that like you can tell that whoever vends this spot, because this has been here for years, it's not like somebody just kind of moved into this vendor spot and they're trying to sell off an old collection. I thought for a while it was just somebody that just wanted to show off their collection in a big space like this, because where this place is located is right off like a major highway, and I live in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, which is like a huge tourist destination for like the Amish and stuff like that. So this is like one of those big antique malls that is kind of along that route. But you can see here more G.I. Joe stuff in the original boxes. I don't know anything about G.I. Joe, so if you guys do, let me know in the comments if this stuff is even good or not. I don't know. But it's just cool to see like the strike, what is the strike cycle there, the Rhino GP-V vehicle. Again, I don't know a lot about G.I. Joe, but just to see it like this much all in one spot is kind of crazy. As we turn the corner here, you'll see some of the glass cases. I did see prices on this stuff. I didn't think it was for sale at first, but there are price tags on all these things, but it looks like they're all kind of just separated by different releases, or not releases, but different releases in I don't know if it's done by like decade or year or anything like that, so I don't know. That one was really cool there, the Mudbuster. But you'll start seeing now like a lot of these are the action figure is actually out and then the box is next to it. It's just kind of cool to see like the vast array of G.I. Joe stuff. I mean, they do everything from like, you can see it there, like sailors, and then they have like scuba stuff and different soldiers from different types of wars. And I knew G.I. Joe was like a huge thing, but I just didn't realize how vast the collections are for G.I. Joe stuff. There, you can see it there. There's like policemen, and look, there's like an Arctic G.I. Joe, the Abominable Snowman. It's just really cool to see this like this. There's like one of the scuba ones I was talking about. What's that? That's a space one. The MP. There's a scuba one. I thought I saw a scuba one somewhere. There's like an adventure one. There's like rangers. There's like a miner or something like that. So just, it's so crazy how many different ones there are out there. I'm curious to know how many releases of G.I. Joe figures they've ever done. But like I said, I just wanted to kind of show you guys this section just because it's very rare to see this much of one thing in one location. Okay, so we're moving on now to another area. The only thing I saw in this case was this Friday the 13th sealed tape, and I think the price on it, I'll have to look again, it was like $70. It was ridiculous. It's super overpriced. This place I definitely have noticed is super overpriced. We move on to another section there, and we see a bunch of the vintage blow molds. We've seen a lot of that in past videos. Yeah, there's more of them there. Like I said in the last video, all these vendors are starting to put out a lot of their Halloween and Christmas stuff. Obviously, because we're in October now. We made our way around this corner here. I only saw these X-Men figures. And then a few of these Spawn figures as well. So nothing too crazy. And here they have those Masters of the Universe are newer, and actually I've seen those at the dollar store before, so nothing special. That here we go. We have this kind of vendor. They kind of make their own stuff. You can tell. This isn't like super vintage things or anything like that. Like that's a painting of a Krampus there. They're kind of doing their own like creepy dolls and stuff like that. So this isn't too impressive, but I figured I would show it to you guys while we were back here. You can tell there's like weird prints and stuff like that. Somebody put devil horns on that little kid there in that vintage photo. You can see they put like antlers on that one guy there. So nothing too crazy, but I definitely wanted to show it while we were in this location. That one's actually pretty cool. I do like that one. My wife wouldn't let me put it in the house, so I'm sure. And then there's stuff like that. In this section, I thought this was the best section of this hunt. At least there was the most toys in this section. That was pretty cool. There was some Puppet Master stuff here. You'll see as we kind of turn the corner here, we do find something pretty good, which I was surprised about. We see the Bride of Frankenstein up there in the top. And as we make our way over here, we see some Beavis and Butthead figures. The Son of Frankenstein. That's Diamond Select. Then we see some more Puppet Master stuff. It's always cool to see Puppet Master out in the wild. I definitely like the sad face Jester. That's one I don't have. I thought about picking that up, and I still might. We keep on cruising, and I was really surprised at this next piece that I'm going to show you guys. So up top we had a Psycho, Movie Maniacs. We had another Puppet Master Leech Woman, but this is the one that super surprised me. This one is very rare. The Species 2 Movie Maniacs is super hard to find. I would say it's probably the rarest one that they've ever put out. I thought about buying it. I didn't buy it. Maybe I will when I'm back in this area again, if it's still there, but it was a little bit too yellow on the plastic for me. Then we saw an alien statue up top. Back to the Future 2 poster. And that was really it that I saw in this section. The Rat Fink. And you'll see as we go through, I saw a bunch of Rat Fink stuff. That was a cool tape, the James Caan rollerball tape. It's a good one. I didn't come across too many good tapes today like I normally do. There was a nice Mad Max. That's the original release right there. The Escape 2000 tape. It's a Star Maker. We have some games there. The Shadow, Crusaders. As we move on, we look at a couple more tapes. This UFO tape was pretty cool. UFO Target Earth. I thought about picking that up. I'm obsessed with like old UFO documentaries for some reason. So I thought about getting it, but I did not during this trip. Again, we're just kind of scanning. More tapes, more tapes. We have the Wasp Woman there. It's a good one. I do have that already. I should have picked up that Dr. Morbid tape there too. I actually, once I watched the clips when I got home, I should have bought that. I don't know why I didn't. It's a copy of Logan's Run, original release, and The Relic, of course. I love The Relic, as you guys know. Super underrated film. Then we looked on this side and we didn't see much except for the old Dark Shadows tapes. Nothing too crazy there. Caveman was good. I should have picked that up and showed that to you guys as well. Adventures of Babysitting. That is a kind of guilty pleasure film of mine. I love that movie. The only thing we saw in this area was this Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer tape. Awesome movie. If you've never seen that movie, you need to watch it. Even the second one is good too. And then Mr. Frost, Jeff Goldblum. Like I was saying, this area definitely had a lot of Rat Fink stuff. Obviously, it looks newer. It's not vintage stuff or anything like that, but I figured I would show it while we were here. Like I said, with these kinds of places, you just kind of gotta look. You're not guaranteed to find anything, but you gotta look. There's my boy Trump. Looking all goofy. But yeah, you just kind of gotta look around in places like this. You know, like I said in our last antique video, you can spend hours in places like this, just kind of slowly going through it. I just don't have that kind of time to do that, or I would. This section we kind of found some, I don't know if those are vintage or not. It was hard to tell. Obviously that Jason Voorhees mask isn't, but those Jacko lights, those are vintage. I don't know if those are or not, but I figured I would show it. We moved on to this section here. They didn't have much except for some newer kind of toys. They had like the Turtles, Hunchback, NECA, and just these comic books here. I'm trying to learn more about comic books, and actually I'll show you guys in another video. I was actually gifted a fairly large collection of X-Men comic books, which are really cool. I think of anything that I could get comic related, X-Men would be probably what I would want. But I think I got about 150 books. So one of these days I will show you that collection. But I'm trying to learn more about comics, so any information you guys can give me what specifically I should be looking for. This was really cool too. That's an old Hitchcock movie. Well, we just came out of Cackleberry Farms in Gap, Pennsylvania. And as you guys saw, not too much craziness going in there as far as horror. This place seems to be more on the side of like silver antiques and just kind of old primitives and stuff like that. So I only showed you guys what I saw that was kind of horror related while I was in there. But I would say the best thing I saw, which actually surprised me, was the Species 2 movie Maniacs. I've actually never seen one of those in like out in the wild before. It was $25. I didn't pop on it because, again, the plastic was yellowed on it, and you know me, I'm a kind of a mint collector. I don't open my toys, so I didn't want to pop on it for that reason. But that is super rare. That's one of the rare movie Maniacs that they've ever put out. So I was really surprised to actually see that one today. Today we're going to be continuing on from our last video, and we are going to be taking a look at Antique Village in Strasburg, Pennsylvania. Alrighty, so we are outside Antique Village in Strasburg, Pennsylvania. As you can see on the walk-in, very, very primitive. This is typically what you see at a lot of these Pennsylvania antique places. A lot of rusty metal and old wooden boxes and barrels and stuff like that. A lot of people in this area like to decorate their homes with primitives like this, so this is a very, very common thing. Inside here, we saw a lot of deer mounts and antler mounts and fish mounts. Again, that is a very common occurrence here in Pennsylvania, especially in my area. Also, a lot of glassware like you always see a lot of these places as well. I did want to show that bulldog up there because, as you guys know, I have a bulldog and I love him very, very much. I always think about getting one of those cast iron bulldog things, and actually, as we come over this next section, I wanted to show that uranium glass again. But as we come over here, you'll see there's a bulldog and also a Boston Terrier, and I have a Boston Terrier as well. So yeah, I've always thought about getting those little cast iron things of kind of dogs that I have. Over there is a lot of vintage cameras. There's some more of that uranium glass. So very cool. This was a surprise down here, and you guys are going to see it here in a second. But this little collectible box for your turtles was pretty cool. I have a ton of turtles. One day I will show you guys my turtle collection. But this is the one that surprised me. I was super surprised to see this. The original 1975 Ideal Jaws game in the original box. That is super rare. It was $85, which I believe is a good price for that. Especially with it being in the original box. A lot of the times you will only see the shark itself as a loose piece. And even that is valuable by itself. So I'm just trying to take it out there now to show you guys what it is. Again, it's nothing crazy, but it's because of the rarity of this game why these are so expensive. And you saw down at the bottom there, it had the original pieces with it too. No instruction manual or anything like that, but just to have the box from 75, as you guys can see there, is super rare. As we turn the corner here, we're kind of looking at these lunch pails or lunch boxes. I used to collect these. I don't anymore. But the American Gladiator one was cool. Then we had Power Rangers there. Nothing too crazy. The Casper Bendy toy. Alf. Batman. We had an Alfred Hitchcock bobblehead there. That was pretty cool. On this side, we had some vintage dummies. This old pig out vintage game. An old Baccarat. I believe that was Baccarat. Table. And then we just kind of make our way through this next section here. Again, there was not much at this location, but I figured I would throw it in with the other location from today. Then there was a little spot outside. I had to pet the skunk there. Again, you can see more deer mounts. There's a Steve Urkel toy. I don't know exactly what that is. But yeah, as you can see, tons of deer mounts. There wasn't really much that I saw out in this area, but I figured I would do a cruise through anyways, just so you guys could see it. The old letter boxes, that was cool. That was probably the coolest piece out there, that vintage, like, baby, I don't even know what you call that, a baby, I don't know, cart or something like that. And then that old egg-shaped bird cage was pretty cool too. And yeah, that's pretty much all we're really seeing in this location. This was another kind of little spot that was inside then after we were out in the barn. And then we had some vintage telephones there. So not too much in this location. I did go around the back then, and there was this other little garage that was open, so I figured I'd go back through there as well. These old baseball bats. You can tell this is kind of like the junkiest section. That was kind of cool. I thought about buying that because it's one of those poison sprayers, those old school poison ones. I don't know. Just thought it would be something kind of cool to have at the house with my weird collection stuff that I have. But I didn't pop on it. That old trunk was pretty cool too. And we're kind of just ending out the video now. Saw these old Cokes or soda bottles. And yeah, we are on our way out. Well, guys, we just came out of Antique Village in Strasburg, Pennsylvania. And wow, there was like nothing horror that I really saw. The only thing that was really awesome, and such a surprise too, that was the first I've ever seen the Ideal Jaws original game, and was in the original box. Now, of course, it was missing the instruction manual and stuff like that, but down in the bottom was still the original pieces, and then the shark itself. So cool to see that. That is super rare. Oftentimes you will only see the shark itself, but to have it with the original box was really cool. They wanted $85 for it, which I believe is a good price for that. I'll have to do a little bit more research to find out if that's a good price or not. The box is a little janked up on top, but again, from 1975, that's so old now. How many years is that? Like over 50 years now. So to even see that out in the wild is incredible. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, we're going to continue on. We're going to have some misses like this where we don't really see much, but we're going to continue on our journey of horror greatness. And I'll see you guys on the next video.